What's good? What's good? What's good? It's Courtside Radio, starting 5. You know what it is on the Good News Radio station. This is Big Mike in the building, out of Pappy, from the wood. Mike Lee came through. And we had, the PG over there. What's good with you?
Yo, man. What's up? It's Markelle, the point guard here, man. We live, man. We ready to work, man. What's up, Alex?
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, so we really shorthanded today, Mike, man. It's crazy. We kind of like the Lakers so far this season, man.
we went from the starting 5 to the big 3.
The big 3.
Yeah, it's crazy, but man, it's
with extra inches.
Hey.
Damn.
Oh man, this dude, Mike.
Who's Danny?
Hey, so we still trying to figure that out, man. Make sure y'all chime in, let us know who is Danny. We've been hearing this name, but we're not really sure exactly who he is. But man,
but hold on, before we go ahead, we have to shout out the boy Shice Rice. Shout out,
yes, sir.
Shout out Big Dog Bruce. We miss you, Big Dog. We know you're doing big things right now, so go ahead and handle your business.
Big Bruce.
Hey, do your thing, Mr. Shice Right. So we're going to go to the first topic of the day. Mike, you want to introduce the first topic?
Go ahead. Hold on one second.
Inflated stats or
First
great
of all,
players.
You know what? I want to tell you something about that. The whole thing about right now, the stats are way inflated. That's a fact.
Yes.
Big facts. Like, if the contact and, the actual defense, if there was more, I'll say leniency on how people can guard people, especially not even just being more physical, but the way the teams can scheme against you.
Yeah.
So I was like, you can do zone traps and all, certain things like that, a lot of times they be like, oh, it's illegal defense. Get out of here. Lockups. But go ahead.
No. I'm agreeing with you. Like, that's one of the points I had. Like, that's today's game. Like, before,
perimeter.
Like, exactly what you were saying, like, before we actually get into, like, inflated stats or good players, like, let's understand that there are good players, okay? And most of the guys that we talk about that are, like, stat stuffers or stat patters are really damn good players.
Yeah.
But today's NBA is just geared towards being a scoring system, like with the three-point line being emphasized, with the D'Antoni running gun offenses taking over, and teams scoring higher amounts than they have and, like, basically breaking records.
No,
like,
I agree.
This is the type of NBA where we start seeing teams and scheming where systems are literally made to get players who really aren't that great, or even like that are great players now, to be that much better, and it's reflecting in their stat lines. Like, you wouldn't guess a guy to average a triple-double again after a big right? But here we are, and Westbrook's averaging it now almost 3 seasons in a row.
Bro,
third time
coming. The last 5 years combined, he's averaging a triple-double.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is the NBA we're in now. Like, we can talk about inflated stats all we want, but we have to, like, understand that today's game is feeding into that. And look, fans like us, or maybe not fans like us, but fans in general of the NBA want to see high-scoring games. That's really what it's about. Like, don't get me wrong, defense is great, but now we're hearing things, instead of team defense, we're hearing defensive specialists.
Exactly. And also, you have to think about it. More people are positionless. There's so many positionless players. They're like, oh, he'll swing this, or he's a combo that. It's like, you have to think about it. So if you have 6'9" point guards and you have Giannis, who came in as a PG, I'm not going to, disrespect everybody with how tall he is, but his handle is nice. But you have to think about everybody now is just coming in as a skill player. No matter your position, you're a skill player. You're going to have to be in the perimeter somehow, some way, regardless, if you're going to play in today's game.
It's positionless. That's the other part of it. Skill, like, you have players who are literally like 3-and-D guys, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, no matter what position you play now, you almost have to be a positionless player to a point where you can do a little bit of everything, maybe less so in terms of ball handling. Like, ball handling is a plus in that way. But, like, you have to be able to score in some way. You have to be able to go down low, drive, guard. Like, you have to be almost a all-around talented player. But that's the thing. Like, the way the game is taught now, and the way we have social media to show it off, like, it's almost understood that to make it to that level, you have to be that good and well-rounded. It's no longer like, oh, you can be a three-point specialist. Oh, you can be a driver, and that's really your thing. Or you can be a big man down low who really shouldn't be going to the free throw line a la Shaq. But here you are. DeAndre. Yeah. Well, no, DeAndre, I'm giving him a shout out. He's boosted his
what?
free throw percentage this season.
Yeah, he actually.
I will
he
give
has.
actually.
He
You know
worked
what?
on it.
I'm saying I wouldn't count on this. Put money on him.
Yeah. So the thing that we want to talk about today, listeners, for our first topic, is it inflated numbers or padded stats, or is it just greatness? So I'm gonna give a shout out to our friend, the lovely Ashley Neville, and she posted.
Shout out.
She posted earlier this week on her Instagram. Russell Westbrook records 10 triple-doubles in a row, passing Wilt Chamberlain. James Harden has dropped 30 points in 31 straight games. The only other player to do that was Wilt Chamberlain. Paul George had a game this week that was 47, 12, and 10. And Lou Williams scored 45 points off the bench. So it just shows you that guys are just having insane numbers. I can remember a time in the 2000s where guys were at the end of the third quarter, if it hit the 80s, you were like, whoa, these guys are scoring a lot. But now these guys are almost at 100 points.
It's almost assumed low if you're in the mid-80s for a game ending nowadays. Like if a score ends with a team scoring 85, it's like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense with today's offenses. Yeah,
so I'm just like, is it the fact that I know that it's easier to score. The game isn't as physical. It isn't as tough. And I just want to ask the question of, with all these stats, so 10, 20 years from now, a lot of times you're going to look at what? Numbers, right?
Yeah.
They say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Are the numbers going to be telling the true story of how great these players are compared to the guys of the 2000s who maybe they came up in the late 90s, blossomed in the 2000s, faded away beginning of 2010, to where someone like Kobe, his career numbers of 25 points a game doesn't justify how great he really was,
Dude, that's the thing, though. We talk about this with eras, that like my biggest issue with people is when they discredit the Bill Russell Celtics era. Like you can't discredit eras of Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can't discredit eras of basketball. Like, just as we'll look at this era way down the line and say that these numbers are ridiculous, like, that was the era of basketball. Like, in 10, 15 years from now, we could end up in a point where basketball is more defensive-focused again, where it still has the elements of the like, running on offenses, but really starts emphasizing the defensive side of the ball, and team defense comes back. Sure, these trends don't, like, things come and go in terms of like trends. Like we see that with like clothing trends now. We see that with the NBA and certain trends. But like down the road, we could see this, and it won't necessarily discredit this era of basketball because these guys are still great. Like look at Russell Westbrook and James Harden are the prime examples of what everyone would think of when you say stat stuffer immediately.
Yes.
I think all of us can agree. The first thing you think of is Harden, Westbrook.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the two.
Westbrook first.
Westbrook, see,
no, I'm saying because of what he, not like what he tries to do, but what he does.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that. And
Harden tries.
That's the
he
thing.
Wants it.
So yeah, I'm gonna. So I was listening to Scottie Pippen and Steven Jackson earlier on ESPN, and they were talking about these guys, and what they talked about was that it's not winning basketball. Like they believe that James Harden is not playing to win. Like he's actually playing to get stats. And Scottie Pippen said he's doing it all wrong because you should be using this time not just to chase stats, but
to win.
To work on your chemistry for the playoffs. So when your playoffs come, you have your way that you want to play so that it will help your team win. And he said that's what MJ had to learn when he was averaging 37, that he had to learn, okay, maybe you won't average 37. Maybe it might be 28, 29. But you're gaining that chemistry to build. So once the playoffs come, you have trust with the other guys and things like that. So I remember Kobe talking about that. He had to realize that it wasn't just about numbers. Sometimes I would have to kind of give leeway to my guys like Jordan Formar and these other guys to step up. Because if he didn't do it during the season, you can't expect them to do it once the playoffs came. You
didn't give them the chance.
Yeah, you didn't give them the chance. So now the even bigger moment is there and they're not ready. That's kind of your fault as a star player because you were just averaging all these points.
And that's the problem right now, though.
Yeah.
Like, look, when KD left Westbrook, that's when Westbrook really went and became the guy for the team, right? There was no 1A, 1B scenario with him and KD anymore. It was Westbrook's world. So what did he do? He averaged a triple-double. He pushed them to the playoffs. They played well. Westbrook averaged
that's
that
the feds
triple-double.
right there.
Yeah, hold on.
That's the feds right there.
Nobody say nothing about no Siri.
Hey,
I didn't hear anything about Alexa either.
hey, I think that was that the ICE that
Policia.
that guy who they trying to deport, man.
Hey,
Hey, it's Black History Month, so
21 Savage.
21 Savage is free.
21.
That's a great thing. But Alex, finish
Point
what
they
you
won.
were,
Shout out Jay-Z.
Finish
Shout
your
out
point.
Jay-Z.
Yeah,
No,
facts.
like, look, Westbrook had to take over, right? And in a similar situation right now, James Harden didn't have Capella, didn't have CP3, didn't have Eric Gordon, although Gordon's back now, you know?
Yeah.
And there are certain points where things change. Westbrook did it, then he got Paul George, he got Melo, didn't work out so much, and he still averaged a triple-double. Now he has PG, and look at what's going on with their system. Westbrook, not like I've said before, he's not taken a full step back, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying he's taken a slight step back because he's now becoming more well-rounded, and look what it's led to. Paul George is an MVP candidate. Westbrook's an MVP candidate. Westbrook's averaging a triple-double. They're leading the league in steals, and they're third in the Western Conference behind the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors. I can honestly say that of the teams that were listed, I thought that OKC would be anywhere between 4 to 5. They are playing much better than I anticipated, and they're playing really well. And then look at the Rockets. The Rockets have James Harden, who is going nuts stats-wise. And the one thing that I always try and point out, we're not even at the All-Star break, and this guy has been known to play out of his mind, then go to the postseason, and he's been
trucking.
Yeah, he's trucking, and no one can find him. It's the ghost of James Harden once the playoff comes.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw you guys some stats because I was looking up this information, and I think that is so crazy. So far this year, I'm going to just list off. I'll go top 5, all right? So James Harden is at 36.6, Paul George 28.7, Curry is at 28.6, AD 28.5, Kevin Durant 27.6. Number 10 is Blake Griffin with 26.3, all right? 2008, 2009, which is 10 years ago. Leading scorer was 30 points. Number 5 was 25.8 compared to 27.6. Number 10 was 22.6 compared to 26.3. And now this is 99-2000 season. You have Shaq was the leading scorer with 29.7.
Wait. You read off the 2009 season, and now you're reading off.
Yeah, I read off the 2008-2009 season.
Okay.
So D-Wade led the league in scoring with 30 points. And number 5 was 25.8. Danny Granger, number 10, was Brandon Roy, 22.6.
Danny Granger.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
B. Roy. Shout out both of them.
Yeah, both of those guys. They used to hoop.
I've been talking about him every week.
So then, nearly 10 years before that, Shaq at 29.7 was the leading scorer. Number 5, Karl Malone, was 25.5. Number 10, Kevin Garnett, was 22.9. So
the big ticket?
Just to see what's compared. Number 10 in today's game is 26.3 points a game compared to 22.9 points a game. And number 5 is 27 points compared to around 25 points a game. So it shows you that the scoring is up. So what I ask and what I like to talk to people about or ask them is, especially with you guys, is in the future, like I said, 10 years from now, are we going to look at these guys' number and say that they were better players than these guys?
I was just on them. Before I answer that, I want to ask you something.
Okay.
I want to know, how does it feel to have Blake Griffin talking about on the top scoring list again, like he a Clipper?
Oh, yeah, but his team
Like,
is number 8 in the East. So
that's why I'm like, Blake Griffin?
Yeah.
See, that's
What?
the thing. When you're on a really bad team and they need someone to keep you afloat, like,
Blake?
Yeah.
bro, he just mentioned
Blake
Danny
Griffin?
Granger being top 5 in scoring, like in 2008,
Mr.
2009.
Never had a
Hey,
straight hairline?
so this is how I want, listeners, this is how I want you to know that in the game of basketball, it's becoming easier to score, you know what I'm saying, because of you can't be in physical, defense isn't at, a premium. So these are percentages. The leading percentage is 65, which is Gobert. Number 5 is Steven Adams, 61. Number 10 is 57% by Collins out there in Atlanta. 2008-2009, Shaq at 60.9 was number 1. Number 5 was Pau Gasol, 56.
Of course, it's all big men.
That's what I was about to say.
Number 10 was 53%. 99-2000 season, Shaq was the leader with 57%. Damn. Number 5 was Rasheed with 51%.
I can see that.
Number 10 was Othello Harrington with 50%.
Othello.
So it just shows you that
Throwback.
by the stats and by the scoring and the percentages that it's easier to score. Like you have so many guys that are in like the 60% shooting. Like this season you have 7 guys compared to 10 years ago when you had 2 guys.
And it's all big men because big men are being able to run the floor a lot quicker. They're a lot more talented, and defenses do not want to deal with a big man
that can move.
No, I just think that because I think that is because it's versatility, but then it's less physical. So guys,
no one wants to deal with a big man or
guys like Gobert and Jordan. All they're doing is just catching and dunking. They're not like
that's the point. That's how you get a high field goal percentage by taking close field
alley-oops.
goals.
But like Shaq. So the year 10 years ago, Shaq, Nene, Beardren for you real Golden State fans.
Beardren, there we go.
If you don't know him, you're not a real Golden State fan. You're a bandwagoner. But Dwight Howard and Gasol were the top 5, and those guys were guys that actually had to like do a little bit to score. They couldn't just catch lobs and other than maybe
Dwight dunked a lot. He dunked back in the Orlando days.
Yeah, other than Dwight,
freshly buffed Dwight.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Let's get off
because that was his championship year. And then
let's give him no shine.
The 99 and 2000 season, Shaq, Mutombo, Mourning, Ruben Patterson, which is insane.
Are you mad at that big Rube? Yeah.
The Kobe stopper. How is he this high?
Stop saying that.
No, that's what he called it.
I know.
How is he this high with a percentage?
Clearly, I just thought about
because he stopped Kobe that well.
Psych.
He got buckets on him.
Alex would never believe that in his life. I guarantee
Tony
you don't
Allen's
believe
the
that.
only Kobe stopper, and that's confirmed by Kobe Bryant.
T-Mac.
I think it just showed you that back then it was a more physical game. They double team you more, and you didn't get easy baskets. Like DeAndre Jordan, Gobert, Capella, who you always talk about, Alex. You said that the Manimal was a perfect replacement for him while he's out. He is, man. I agree. But it just shows you like these guys are scoring so easy with their percentages where they're just catching and dunking where Shaq was averaging 29, shooting, 51% because you were getting double teamed, you were getting bumped and banged, and it was no easy buckets to where nowadays, man, you make one strong move, you go into the rack and it's just a dunk.
You said Zack Collins is on that list for
Zack Collins.
All right, I want you to know Zack Collins. Okay, I'm a toothpick. Yes, I get that. But Zack Collins is a 7-foot toothpick, and if that man has that high field goal
not
percentage,
Zack Collins, Jason Collins from
Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's even more of evidence to my thing. He's a toothpick too. So if his percentage is that high, and it is questionably higher than Shaq's was back in the 99-2000 season, but that tells you teams definitely don't want to play hard press defense, and they're not willing to play the way that they used to. That's just not how the NBA is.
You know
anymore.
what? Realistically, people don't want to hear dun-na-na, dun-na-na after they get banged on or posterized.
Yeah, so they
during the game, the reaction that you're going to get the rest of the game, and they're going to show the highlight.
Because we're still trying, we're still trying to resurrect Ben Simmons. He had a tough 2-night exchange.
His life is on life alert. He's on life alert. He got a life alert now.
Bro, they got rid of Markelle Fultz to keep the focus on Ben Simmons, and the first thing that happened right after they get rid of Markelle Fultz is Jason Tatum baptizes him.
And then Kevin Knox.
Yep.
So which one was worse?
I will say
Kevin
Jason
Knox.
Tatum.
Okay,
you know why? The only reason
his
is
play was worse. His play was better.
Because the spin,
Tatum,
that was nice.
He had to do that.
He spinned off of Embiid and then yammed it on Simmons.
No. First of all, Hezzy spin. Look, I had to hit him with the fillet. He was like, hold on.
He
first
did.
of all,
off of Embiid, though.
It came out of nowhere. I thought he was about to lose it. Ball. Hey, that was insane. But Kevin Knox baptized.
2 hands. Yeah. That's when we found out how unathletic Ben Simmons really is. Because you're 6'10", And Kevin Knox said, "Well,
and
I'm gonna go up. If you get it, you get it."
Hey, Alex, that's one of your UK guys, man.
Yep,
so,
I can't hate on him. And at the end of the day, dude, Kevin Knox is just beating Ben Simmons in the Rookie of the Year voting again now.
Man,
after that,
he was trying to go for a 3.
two-time winner, Rookie
Ben
Year of the Year,
Simmons
Ben Simmons
will be forever a rookie. He can win Rookie of the Year 20 years straight if he want.
He is going to be a forever finalist in the rookie-sophomore game whenever it's resurrected.
Can we please just every year,
40
can
years
we,
old, rookie all-star.
When we make it, can we please just petition to have Ben Simmons in the rookie-sophomore game every year from this point on?
I'm down with that.
Why not?
So that gives us a reason, for you to pull out your
rookie sweater.
Your rookie sweater.
Donovan Mitchell was robbed. End of story. I'm walking away.
That's true.
No, I don't believe that. It should have been a tie, like J. Kidd and Green
I would have been cool with that.
Yeah.
The only thing that pissed me off is that Mitchell was not given an award.
Yeah, I agree. So, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think that these inflated numbers, are these players going to be thought of as better than the guys that they came before, or do you think it's just going to be it's just numbers? Because a big issue is, it's like with LeBron. No, I'm just saying. Because with LeBron, the reason why people say he's the GOAT, they always say what? His numbers are better than Bird's. He's gonna end up with more numbers than that person, but they overlook it. So what do you guys think, Alex? First.
Michael, what the fuck do you mean by LeBron is the GOAT? Hell no.
No, that's what people say because
we're messing with
they're looking at the end of his career, he's gonna have more assists.
You can retweet the video of Scottie Pippen explaining that today for my answer on that one. I'll let you take over though.
I was going to say that they're going to still be remembered as great players, but not better than the ones that came before them, because also you can't compare eras. That's what I always like.
Yes.
I stand on that. Like, you can't compare. That's like saying, okay, the most dominant player in NBA history is Shaq. A lot of people say that. Okay, but Will Chamberlain, by far, has dominated an era more than a lot. So it's like you can't compare that. That's like, okay, Bill Russell's run. All right, that was amazing. They have 11 as a squad. So it's like, what do you really
how do you define
compare?
dominant?
Yeah. Like, the Lakers were dominant and playoff wise in our 3P, but that's like, we're not, like, it's different. You feel me? It's like the whole style of game was different.
The Shaq and Wilt Chamberlain thing is just, Wilt Chamberlain, other than Bill Russell and a few other guys, you didn't know who he was really playing with. Shaq. And plus, that's where TV and social media and stuff is, involved, because NBA was a bigger sport with Shaq
broadcasting
playing.
Was involved.
Yeah, there we go. So it was broadcasted more, so that's why you can see guys more and say, this. Imagine 10 years from now, it's going to be maybe Zion. Everybody's like, he's the greatest ever. If he,
see, that's the thing, though. Like, you can't compare eras, and like that's why it's important to remember. Like, look, LeBron is the greatest player of this era.
Is he?
He's the most talented player of all time to me. Not the best, but the most talented. Coming out
like
just
God-given
raw talent.
Yes.
God-given talent.
Yeah.
Ever touch a basketball, LeBron, by far,
most physically
you cannot
gifted.
take that away from him.
Like, people used to say Jordan's body was like the perfect specimen.
Physique, exactly.
Yes.
Was just
and
like,
now LeBron for this era is the perfect physique.
Yeah, LeBron is the perfect one.
You can not like you can do everything Michael Jordan could do, but it's like athletically,
it's easier.
Exactly, and you're bigger.
Just think about with LeBron. It's crazy because I think about yesterday's game when they took the L to the Hawks, and I was just like, I was just like, man, this dude LeBron, he don't come out with no fire, no heart. Then you check the stats, and he has 28, 11, and 11.
Yeah,
and
not gonna lie, I literally, as soon as you texted that in the group, I checked his stats, and I'm like, wait, what? Like,
I guess it's just the energy, just like that's what Scottie was talking about. You don't see that energy that. Because when Jordan came out and played with that, I'm going to kill these guys attitude, it made everybody else on the squad play like that. Kobe was the same way. So when he had his run with Gasol, he made Gasol play like that. He made Odom step it up. He made Formar, Fisher, and those guys.
Benham, that boy Benham.
But LeBron kind of just like, I'm going to do my thing. Y'all have to figure it out because I'm playing on my own type of wave. I'm not, last year he showed that in the playoffs. He played with a type of will that was comparable to Kobe and Jordan. But it's like now he's kind of, took a step back because he's kind of just like, I don't know if he doesn't want to play with these guys no more or if they don't want to play with him anymore.
I think it's just like he's checking out because it's like, can we all agree that this season, after we knew that the Lakers weren't going to land any other stars, right? Like, we're not talking about straight trades. We're talking about free agency period going into the season, right? Mm-hmm. We all knew that this season was a wash because you had to just give it a year for everyone to acclimate. You had to just give it a year to get the value for these young players, to see how Luke was going to work with LeBron, and you would walk into next summer with a bunch of these free agents available with LeBron James established in Los Angeles, a lot of young pieces that you could trade away, yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
Like, we knew this year was a wash.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for advocating for the Lakers also. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. It's the same
Thanks,
thing.
Mr. Boston.
I was going to say, go back to one of our older shows, our previous shows. I know I made a stand that the Lakers are winning the championship next year. Everybody say we're winning it this year. It's not happening. Yeah. It's like you said, we have to get acclimated to each other. Look how many random new pieces we have that are older players stuck in their ways. So you have to think about it. We have to get adjusted to them, see if they even make it through the season, which some of them didn't, and some of the young pieces didn't. Well, I'm glad not all of them, but you know what I'm talking about. But we have more so you have to get more prone to knowing how to win together before you could even thinking about a championship.
Yeah.
You guys could all have, certain players could have won a championship separately, individually, with your own team back in the day, whatever, blase, blase. But if we don't do it together now, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that people, when they look at the Lakers, they don't look at the fact that this team went through a lot of injuries this year so far. Like, they've been really banged up, you know. Like, LeBron missed about 18 games. Lonzo has missed more than a handful of games. Kuz has missed some games. And already playing with LeBron, you have to adjust. So when you have him, and they were playing so well leading up to Christmas in a big game, then you lose LeBron. Like, it's really tough. Like, it's a hard thing to deal with because LeBron is great, you know, but you have to play a certain way with him. And I even heard Chris Broussard talk about it. He said you have to play a certain way with him when he's there, and when you sub him out the game, you have to play with him, you know, play without him a certain way. Then he comes back in, and you got to adjust again. So it takes a lot of adjustment playing with LeBron, but that's with any great player. You have to adjust to dealing with. Like Boston, this year they're adjusting to playing with Kyrie Irving.
And this is a great segue for what we're talking about next, which is the season review.
There you go.
Getting it underway. We talked about the Lakers and this big surprise. And I guess
before we leave the Lakers, all right.
You already mentioned the Celtics. We got to
go
I know.
There. We're gonna go there, but before we leave the Lakers, my question. Right now they are 3 games out of the final spot in the West. Do you see them making the playoffs, Alex?
Okay, 2 weeks ago, remember me saying that the Lakers were a couple losses away from being out of the playoff picture?
Yes, we remember.
I don't remember anything about that, but go ahead.
Well, the question is, do I
week.
think the Lakers will make the playoffs?
25 games left, yes.
If they make the playoffs, it'll be one of the situations that we saw last year where it was one game that decided where each team lies. Between 6, 7, and 8. I think that's what it's going to come down to, even with the 9th.
I think they catch the Clippers. Sacramento's in front of them by 2 games, Clippers by 3. I think they're going to be ahead of one of those teams.
The Lakers are lucky as hell that the Clippers just traded away Tobias Harris and are doubling down on their future because now the Lakers legit have a chance.
I agree.
The Kings, I'm not going to bet against. I'm not betting against Willie. I'm not betting against De'Aaron. Shout out to UK guys.
Don't forget about Bags. He be bagging guys. Marvin Bagley.
Hey,
360 on
hey, man, I'm not going to bet against my UK guys. And let's be real, the Lakers should have drafted De'Aaron Fox.
I wanted him. I wanted a scoring point guard, but I didn't feel like we needed a facilitator.
You have to remember that Gary Payton, for his first 2 years, he averaged 9 points. First 3 years, he averaged 9.6 assists. So Lonzo still has time. Lonzo's a great. Everybody was trying to make him Jason Kidd. Maybe we looked at it wrong. Maybe he's Gary Payton, the way that he plays defense and things like that. And I saw like his stats with him playing. The Lakers' defensive rating is like 106.
Or maybe he's Keon Dooling.
No, he's not Keon Dooling.
Wow,
that ain't disrespect though.
No,
Keon
I know.
was respectable.
But he's a more score first, where Lonzo is a point guard where he's trying to get guys involved and then play defense. But so you say no to them making the playoffs?
Okay. No, I say that they do make the playoffs.
Oh, but barely.
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 All right. And
Barely.
plus, I want to see the Lakers make the playoffs. I genuinely do. I think it'll be more interesting.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta have the supposedly best player in the world.
And here's my conspiracy on this. Before I'm gonna give it to you because I think you're gonna like this. My conspiracy is the NBA is not going to allow the Lakers not to make the playoffs this year because LeBron James is on their roster, and they have so much to incentivize themselves to make sure that LeBron makes the playoffs money-wise, and because he's now in the city of Los Angeles, it's just too much to lose for the NBA, and it's going to bring in so much broadcast revenue if they manage to get LeBron in the playoffs playing against some of these big teams, and hypothetically, if they throw them a couple games and maybe even surprise a first-round playoff win, which I highly doubt.
Unless the NBA wants to see Zion play for the Lakers and they make the Lakers miss the playoffs.
Bro, we're not going to get Zion.
I'm joking.
Cue the Kanye meme right there.
Hey, you got it, Mike. So Lakers making the playoffs?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, my first thing is, like, I feel like we can do better than the 8th seed. Like, people are trying to count us out for, like, you have to not forget. You have to remember that it's not even All-Star break yet. We're transitioning into that weekend.
Yeah.
So you have to think about there's more. Well, coming up, of course, soon. But you got to think about we have a tendency to do better at the end of the season when we actually have pieces.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's still early, baby.
Yeah.
You can't count us out.
Dude, same thing I've said about the Celtics.
Last year they finished strong. So just like Alex leeway too. So now we're going to move on from the inflated stats. We believe those players will be great, but we know who's by. I think the eye test. People have to remember the eye test, and the eye test tell you a lot about how great a player is. We're moving on to our mid-season review. Once again, this is Courtside Radio with the starting five. We are shorthanded today, but we're making it a fun one, making it a good one.
The big three.
Yeah, the big three is here. We got our Luka.
Luka.
He's our Luka, Mr. Himesworld himself, and then out of Pappy, Mr. Mike Inglewood, Mike, and then of course the point guard here. But so season in review.
Actually, can I trade in? I don't want to be Luka. I'm gonna take the rights to be Brian Scalabrine.
Oh, Scalabrine, yeah, that Boston bias. Let's move on from that BS. But
I'll take Paul Pierce for the Inglewood.
So man, it's been a lot of. I feel it. Damn, y'all really Boston
out.
The truth. Man, I'm gonna keep it LA.
I said
man.
for Inglewood. I didn't say nothing about LA. I said Inglewood.
I know.
Wood.
No, but he's a Boston Celtic. Oh, he's trying to be disrespectful.
It
but
was football days from Beverly. I'm sorry. I got to.
Hey, but so
he didn't mean it. I'm trying to
keep the pimp hand strong.
Stop.
No violence. Hey, no violence, man. It's Black History Month.
You mentioned the Celtics. All right.
Yeah. He's your brother. He's your brother.
Yeah, he's your brother. Oh yeah. Hey, what did I say we were gonna call you? Brother Alex.
Brother Alex.
Brother Alex for the month of February, Black History Month. But
all right. So we started off with the Celtics.
The Celtics, right? Yes, number 4 seed right now, tied with Philly in the East. Milwaukee's number 1 by a game. Toronto number 2. Indiana still hanging around even without Oladipo. I think that changes after the break. And then you have Boston and Philly. Those are the real contenders in the East. So we can talk about the East first.
All right.
Does it surprise you that the Bucks are leading the league right now?
I believe so, and that's why Giannis Antetokounmpo is my MVP, is because he's averaging 27 and like 12 and like 5 or 6 assists. And before the season, if I told you at this point that Milwaukee would be 43-14, the best record in the East, no one would have believed me.
No.
People would be like, bro, you don't know. They have the most wins going to the break, so no one will believe that.
And they aren't inflated stats.
Yeah, and they aren't. He decided to be a power forward. So he's like, I'm going to play like a power forward. I'm going to be He was trying to be LeBron. He realized I have to be KG, and he's balling. So yeah, it's a total shock to me that Milwaukee's number 1.
But it's funny because I feel like he's grown as a player because he actually made another All-Star on his team.
Yep.
Brogdon's nice, but it's killing me that Chris Middleton is giving, I saw it before, but he's giving people buckets. But he's doing it on both ends. He literally, I'm sitting there like, you are a shooter, but you taking people off the dribble, that's all? Okay. That's the way he looks. He doesn't look like the way he hoops. It's crazy.
He's 10 times more athletic than anyone on the court right now, I think.
But this is all about Giannis right now, like I was saying.
Yeah.
It just shocked me that Middleton's actually doing good. But it's Giannis that he's transitioning to a monster. Like, he's unstoppable right now. You can't think of one thing that you can do that will go ahead and that's going to stop Giannis from getting to the basket, from scoring, from getting to where he wants to get to. You can limit what he does, yes. But when he finds a way, around that and finds that seam, he's getting through it.
And people get gassed by the end of the game. You can only keep him at the 3-point line so long, and that's his only, if anything, that's his only weakness, right? Mm-hmm. And he's getting better at it year after year. So it's like at one point, you're just going to have to bite the bullet and realize that at the end of the game, you're not going to be able to hold him to the 3-point line. He's going to have more energy than you are, and he's 55 times taller than you are, so that guy can take 2 jumps like a monster and dunk it right on you.
Because he's more athletic than you, too.
Yeah, and he's playing terrific. He's my MVP. But people we can't underestimate the talent that he's playing with. Like, so Middleton is an all-star, averaging 17. Brogdon and Bledsoe are both averaging 15.8 points each, And they're spearheading the defensive end. Bledsoe
is
doing
hella
Brogdon and Middleton. Then you have
Lopez. Mirotic they just added, man. They're about to get better. You know who the first team that they're playing after the All-Star break is?
Oh,
the Celtics.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Brooke Lopez is about to hit 7 threes like that.
But you got Tony Snell,
we'll Jason Tatum dunked 3 times.
Ilyasova, George Hill. They're
stacked.
Yeah, they're stacked. And at first you were just like, this is going to start to fade. But now, man, I can really see them making it to the finals. Like, in the East, they have the best player. They have really good coaching. They're great. They're good offensively.
They're defensive-minded.
And defensively, so they can score, knocking down shots, and scoring in the paint because of Giannis. And then it's not just one-on-one ball. The ball is moving really well. Like, they are looking like
they're an all-around team.
Yeah, an all-around great team. Of course, Boston can turn it on.
No, we're gonna save that for a moment.
Okay,
I'm waiting for that.
But so Milwaukee is just really good. I like Toronto. I like they have the most improved player in Siakam. That guy yesterday he scored 44 points.
Siakam,
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal tells him Siakam is beep, but that's how well he's playing. 44 points yesterday without Kawhi playing. The only thing scary you about them is that why is Kawhi missing so many games? That's 16 games. Is it because of rest? I know yesterday they said it was like the knee issue, but I don't know what it is. But that's a team to watch.
Maybe there was more truth to that stuff going on in San Antonio than we thought. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure a lot of it was he wanted to sit out and he wanted to be moved, right?
Yeah.
But like, maybe there really was something to an injury being more significant than it was like publicized. Like,
yeah. Maybe.
I mean, I'll tell y'all right now, my knee hurt, and I know he do a lot more extraneous activities than I do.
Man, I got Jewish knees too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my knee hurt right now.
Mike was about to call. He was about to call out. Say, man, I'm injured this night. I can't come in.
I brought him his walker, so he made it to the station. Thankfully.
Hey, thank you. And then you have Philly, who's tied with Boston at number 4. They have the best starting lineup in the East from top to bottom. Ben Simmons at point, Jimmy Butler at the 3.
On paper.
On paper, that's what I'm saying, on paper.
But
they have the
work.
best. You have to give them time. The 25 games for them is going to be lovely because they're really going to be able to.
You said on the East. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on the East. Not in the league because in the league it's Golden State, of course.
I was about to say, there's one that should be shitty.
Yeah, it's Golden State. But on the East with Simmons, Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, and Embiid, that is the best starting lineup in the East. So they're gonna have a chance because in most series they play in, Embiid's gonna be the best player.
Shout out. Also, they have a designated shooter now. Like, not like now, but it's like he's actually performing.
Who's that? JJ?
Yes.
Oh yeah, JJ. Oh, that's what he do. He been doing that since high school.
But now I know. But I'm saying, but now that Philly has that, they don't have to worry about who can we go to get an actual spot up 3 or just get the ball to, clock running down. We need this 3 real quick.
For them to win, Ben Simmons has to shoot jumpers. And he doesn't even have to shoot a lot. He just has to shoot them enough to make guys respect him because we saw the play when LeBron guarded him. LeBron was all the way in the key. And Ben Simmons was still looking to pass to where if he can shoot enough of them and make like 40% of them, 30% of those, like not even threes, just like mid-range jump shots.
I was just about to say that, you know what, that would be his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Because that can be his, that can be my go-to now.
Yeah,
like,
I can knock this down, yeah.
Yeah, like I already know I can take everybody off the dribble. Well, that's guarding me at my position because I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, that's what made, because he's doing his thing in the post. Of course, in the open floor, he's great. But that's what made Magic great. Magic was never the greatest shooter, but Magic could knock down shots to where you had to respect it, to where that gave him enough space to use his body and get by you. You know?
Jason Kidd learned to take a 3-point shot, so this man can. He just needs time.
He's one of the leading scorers.
I think he just has
in 3-pointers made.
He's like talking to a bad chick when you see her. You have to say something, or you never know if you can make it or not.
Shoot your shot.
You know, shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? So he has to shoot his shot. You know,
I'm down with him taking as many shots as he wants this season. Let him put them in the dirt.
Yeah, get it out the way now. Like, this is what the All-Star break. Missed them?
Yeah, I mean, take as many shots and miss them as you want to, fall in the Eastern standings.
Man, they won't fall. Because he's not going to take dumb shots. He's not a dumb player. So just take them. And he can, bro, if you ever see him shoot, like, the form doesn't look terrible. And doing, like warm-ups and stuff, like, he's knocking some of them down. But for some reason, when the game comes, he's like, I'm not going to shoot. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he can make Philly that much better if he decides, okay, I'm going to shoot just enough jump shots to make people respect it. So instead of you standing in the key guarding me, you have to step up to at least above the free throw line, and that opens up even more for Jimmy Butler, Tobias, and Embiid. But
for him to facilitate.
Yeah, then it makes it that much easier for him to pass. But since Alex wants to do it, man, we're going to talk about that team, about Boston. You get to go first.
They might make the playoffs. All right, then let's transit. No,
yeah, they probably make the playoffs. So let's.
We don't know yet, but listen.
Yeah. I'm about to walk out of here with a migraine.
Kyrie will.
So let's go. What you want to talk about with those Boston Celtics?
All right. So, admittedly, I was the guy that came into this season thinking you're going to bring Hayward back. You're implementing all these young guys who have played well. Starting lineup of Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Hayward, and Horford was going to lead the East. Going to be a great team. And admittedly, it hasn't panned out the way we'd liked. Injuries have kept Kyrie Irving in and out of the lineup. We've had Gordon Hayward take longer to be reacclimated, although, the last 3 games, I think it was actually the last 4 games, he's had 4 straight 18-plus point games. In the last game, he had 26 points and like 6 of 7 from 3, which was great to see. Mm-hmm. All right, so like I'm going to take this from one direction also. Like, even just as an NBA fan, it's great to see Hayward playing well because you always, I think it's universal, like you always want to see a dude who gets injured that badly to come back and play strong, right? Like, yeah. I wanted Kobe to come back and play strong after the Achilles. I wanted Paul George to. I wanted Danny Granger to. I wanted all these guys to come back and play strong.
Granger, he is all right.
No, but still, just like injuries.
Just come back.
Yeah, come back and like play strong.
D
Rose. Like, look at what he's doing this year. But point being, the Celtics had so much expectations put on them by fans, by the NBA. Look, even Charles Barkley, like all these guys thought like they had the great system. They had these great young guys who pushed LeBron to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie, without Hayward, and with players in and out of the lineup with a system that wasn't necessarily solid yet. And now here we are trying to figure out, are the Celtics going to like really be true threats in the playoffs? Yeah, I get that, But the Celtics are the 4th seed right now, and it's All-Star break. Gordon Hayward's playing well. They're starting to figure out the system a little bit, and the surprise to me for this like midseason review was I thought the Celtics were going to be surging. And it just goes to show that it takes time to reacclimate and implement systems with new players or players that haven't necessarily been on the court to take part of it. And I got ahead of myself. I'm like, the Celtics are going to come out strong. They're going to surge. They're going to kill it. But it doesn't always work out that way, and here we are now. And I genuinely believe the Celtics still can finish this season either at 1st or 2nd in the East. They're only 4th. And Indiana is bound to fall at some point.
1st or 2nd from the middle of the East, you mean?
1st or 2nd in the Eastern Conference.
Indiana's number 3. I don't think they're catching Toronto or Milwaukee.
I think they can.
They can, but I don't think they will.
I think they can.
I don't think you catch Milwaukee at all. I don't think Toronto you're touching. I don't think, and I'm not even like being just like, oh, a Celtic. I'm like, I don't think, like, for the way the season is going, I don't think you guys are going to take those top 2 seeds. I don't in these. I can see you guys making it like 4th or 5th, depending on how fast Kyrie comes back. Who?
We're already 4th.
But you're going to drop. But that's what I'm saying. You're going to be like 4th or 5th.
Because
like,
Philly's number 5.
That's why I feel like you guys might drop 2. Of course, Philly is. That's what I was going to say. They might be able to take your spot, and that's what I was going to say. It's only depending on how fast you get Kyrie back playing to his star potential.
Okay, look, that's the thing I want to also dispel. Mm-hmm. The Celtics, don't get me wrong, we need Kyrie to win a championship, right? We need Kyrie to win a championship. That's understood. The Celtics have won, I think it was 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11 games without Kyrie this year alone.
Hey, I text you that they're better without Kyrie. But
no, they play well in the season better without Kyrie, but in order to win a series, I feel like they need him. And they need him to be that 30-point, 10-assist type of guy. Even 26, 27 points with a double-double in assists. But I think even without Kyrie, they can remain afloat and they can start steadily going up again, getting more wins, moving up in the standings. Because Indiana, I think we can all agree, Indiana's bound to fall. Without Oladipo, they're just bound to fall.
No, I totally agree. I think that Indiana, they play really good basketball. They remind me of that Atlanta Hawks team with Horford and
good comparison,
Millsap and all those guys.
Yeah,
they're
a team.
Yeah, they just find a way to do it. But
yeah,
I think that Philly,
I
think Philly and Boston catches them, and it's gonna come down to matchups. It's gonna come down to when it comes to the playoffs, at least. If Philly can avoid Boston in the playoffs, they have a chance to make it to the finals. And if Boston can avoid Toronto, I think they have a good chance to go to the finals. But
see, I think that the Celtics are that one team. I genuinely believe this. I think the Celtics are the one team in the East where it's like, you put us against them, we'll find a way to actually beat them. I think with Milwaukee, they've done it. With Toronto, they can do it. With Philadelphia, it's an absolute they can do it.
Those 3 that you're not going to beat, though. Like, you can beat during the season, but you're not going to beat in the playoff series.
No, we'll beat in the playoff series.
That's what I'm saying. You're not going to beat those 3 in the playoff series.
Yeah, we will.
You know what? I give you the only, out of those 3, you can beat Philly. You can't beat Philly in the actual playoff series.
Yeah, I think they have Philly's number.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate to say
Philly.
it.
Like, you can get Philly. I believe that. Even with Horford not being a rim protector, you can.
You know that Horford actually plays the best defense on Embiid in the NBA.
And you know what?
Yeah, because
you know what?
Embiid still gets numbers, but for some reason Embiid just keeps trying to out-strengthen that, out-muscle that guy. Where it's like, man, that dude Horford is
he'll literally
be big.
Yeah,
he plays like a traditional big though. That's the thing.
Who does?
Horford, like the new age type of big, like just bodying you up type of thing.
Yeah, playing with his strength, but. I think that
he thinks he's Rasheed Wallace. That's why.
Low key, he thinks the only thing Rasheed was meeting you at the bus. Hey, Rasheed,
I just want people to know I had Coca-Cola come out.
Hey, Rasheed Wallace is meeting you at the bus after the game if he disliked what you're doing.
On peace.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna be there with my phone out shouting World Star as I record it.
Hey, facts. Hey, but I think those are the top 4 teams that we don't have to debate. Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, Philly.
Can I give you guys like the other couple things that I thought of that were surprising? Not in depth. I just tell you
about Boston.
No. Just surprises this season.
Oh
so
yeah,
far. So my list were the Bucks at number 1, the Nuggets being this good and being number 2. All right, they're number 2 in the West. Like that was also a surprise.
Yeah.
Then I had the Celtics struggles. Utah's decline from last year.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect that. I thought, we always hear about the sophomore slumps, and Donovan Mitchell, of course, like, he's playing well, but the team is just not as good. And I think it's just because teams are starting to be able to scheme for that team a lot better, and all the other teams around them have gotten better considerably.
Yeah, true.
Markelle Fultz getting moved, that surprised me, genuinely did.
Yeah.
When you give up a number 1, when you give away a 3rd overall pick and then you give up a really good pick, you generally like to sit on an investment. And don't get me wrong, they made a lot of moves with the Tobias Harris move and Boban giving away picks, and then they had to recuperate stuff and they got Jonathan Simmons in a pick. But like, I didn't expect them to give up Fultz that quickly.
Yeah, me neither. I thought they would at least try one last time.
He was too much of a work in progress.
But they're trying to. Hey, they're trying to win now.
It's win now. Yeah, you got to get
see.
what you can now. And then I had Indiana still surging without Oladipo,
Yeah.
and that's for now. You know, and then also Harden forcing Houston to stay afloat.
Yeah,
like
too.
I did not expect this outburst offensively from him.
Not to this extent.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was like I feel like he could. Like I already knew that he could get he can string about 20. Like I felt 20 easily. Like at some point during the season he could do that.
20 straight? No, I never would have thought 20
No, easily.
I
Like,
thought
for real.
that, yeah.
The way how they're letting him play.
Oh, yeah, how
that's
he
what I'm saying.
plays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The way they're
It's
letting him play.
D'Antoni,
Easily.
It's like he's at the park, bro. He's out there just dribble.
Yeah, he's at Rutgers just enjoying himself, man.
But hey,
he's playing Drew League basketball
before we switch to the
Shout
West.
out to the Drew.
Shout out to Drew.
What surprised me a lot, I thought Cleveland would be one of the best. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. LeBron's not there. The team that's surprising me a lot is, the Brooklyn Nets. D'Angelo Russell has that team playing really well.
Hell yeah.
Him being an all-star player, they're the number 6 seed right now.
Please
in
sit
the
out
East.
the rest of the season so you can make our picks that much better. Thank you, Brooklyn. Shout out.
Nah, but they're going to be a top 6 seed. I think they're going to be at that 6th seed. And, I have to give, big shout out to D'Angelo. A lot of people in L.A. were bashing him. I just think that when the Lakers traded him, he will be perfect for them now to be starting with LeBron because LeBron is better with somebody that can shoot and actually looks to score as a lead guard.
He was an incentive for a salary dump, and that's really what sucks.
Yeah, but plus the Lakers were looking for a point guard more of who gets people involved, because you had Ingram that they was hoping to grow. You had Clarkson when Lonzo came, and then, you got the Steele and Kuzma.
I was about to say, Kuz came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's like you wanted a point guard instead of somebody who just score. But maybe, looks like the Lakers may have got that one wrong.
Okay,
but
can I ask you guys a quick question then?
Yes.
All right. The Kuzma draft, we had a lot of good players, notably Tatum and Kuzma, all right? 10 years down the road, all right? And we're not talking about Lakers Celtics fan bias. We're talking about just NBA
Don't forget Mitchell.
Right? Donovan Mitchell, yeah. Donovan Mitchell. And they were good players.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who do you think, unbiasedly, will be the best player from that draft 10 years from now?
Tatum.
It matters how it goes. I will have, if Tatum is traded and Anthony Davis traded and he gets to go and get his own team, he's going to show us a lot.
You know what?
But
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to retract that because
I got Donovan
Tatum,
Mitchell, though.
I was leaning more towards Mitchell because Tatum, not even against the Celtics, is more so Tatum. He was closer to a finished product already coming out that rookie season. We knew what we can get out of him. He's a consistent scorer, but he can be a lead scorer if you need that. If you want somebody to take over a game, he's not scared. He has a repertoire to do it consistently and actually efficiently. So it's like that's why I was like, Tatum, I like it, but it's like, of course he's going to get better, but it's like he might hit his ceiling earlier than the other two.
I think
that's the only thing.
I think he hits the ceiling, honestly, if he gets traded.
No, I think if he goes to a team and be that number one guy, he's gonna be like Harden and Russ. His stats are gonna look really good. He's just not gonna be in winning moments.
Excel as a team leader.
Yeah, as far as it just matters how they build the team around him. What pieces they like. If he is traded, where he goes, who's around him, and stuff like that. Because he has a chance to be a guy that can be 20. And with today's game, he can be 25, 6, and 6.
Look, don't be surprised if Kyrie Irving does leave the Celtics, right? And
then Tatum will be able. It will be his team, and he will be able to show more.
And Jason Tatum
with Jaylen Brown if he's still there.
Yes, Tatum. If Kyrie leaves, Tatum is going to be able to show.
Tatum, Rozier.
Now they're going to be. Danny Ainge is going to say, "Hey, Tatum, this is your team. Be our best player.
If you want to be a dog, this is your chance right now."
Yep, and that's what I think he's going to show. And because he's going to be winning more than Donovan Mitchell, it will make you say that, oh, okay, I would take Tatum because, you're going to pick the winner. It's like Kobe T-Mac. You pick Kobe because of the wins and everything. Even though
I would much rather, I'm telling you this right now, we live right now, I want people to hear it. I would much rather not trade for Anthony Davis if it means giving up Jason Tatum. And that includes if Kyrie Irving says, look, if you get Davis, I'm staying. If not, I'm out. Screw Kyrie, screw Anthony Davis. Give me Jason Tatum. Let's roll with what we got. We got a lot of good pieces, and we have money to put on the table. And let's be real. People will want to play with Jason Tatum.
Yeah, they want to play for the Celtics.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
Let's be real. AD wants to come to the Lakers. So,
so speaking of the Lakers, man, let's move this along for the midseason review segment. Courtside Radio with the starting five. The big three is in the building. That's
time out. Before we leave the Celtics, I also agree with you, though, on if Tatum does get traded, that would be better for his career, or if Kyrie leaves. That is going to be the only option. If he becomes the lead player, he's going to take it over. He can take it to another level.
No, yeah, he can. I tell you, I think he can be I think that Mitchell can be close to a D-Wade, and I think that Tatum can be a guy, like I said, 26, like 25, 6-6, you know, on a winning team, and that's incredible. But let's move over to the West Coast, and West Coast, which is the best coast. And the top four seeds, of course, Golden State's number one. We expected that. Boogie is fitting there well. It's going to be tough to beat them, but they look very beatable this year. Denver Nuggets, like Alex said, they're the surprise of the year as a team. Them in Milwaukee, they're the number 2 seed. They just got IT back, which makes them.
Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, man.
Oh, man, I'm happy he's back.
I'm telling you right here, right now. All right, Isaiah Thomas. Anytime he goes to Boston, will be loved, will be given high fives, and he gets a free meal. That man,
he gave his all to them.
He gave everything to the city of Boston. He has the playoff high scoring average for the Celtics all time in terms of points in a playoff, like points in the playoffs. All right, Look, that man is loved, revered. I have nothing but good things to say about Isaiah Thomas. I want him to do well. I root for that man.
He left it all out there. You almost shed a tear with like what he was playing.
Dude, no.
He act like nothing. Like you didn't know about it till the end of the game. He was like, So he started cheering. He was like, hey, wait, what happened?
Yeah, he's like,
so you went off for a reason.
It hurt me when he got traded. I'm like, dude, I would like at first. I'm like, look, I like Kyrie, but I would much rather have IT, man.
Hey, so
I love IT.
That would have been loyal. That would have been loyalty is key.
That passion that he played with during that run. That's how I want LeBron to play with the Lakers. Like
family first.
Oh, man, we have a caller.
It's Danny. Watch.
Let's check it out. Yo, this is Courtside Radio with the starting five. Caller, state your name.
State your name and game.
What's up, y'all? It's Keith Good News.
Oh, man, it's the boss man. Mr. Good News himself, man. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, I just want to say on record, you know, that I think Isaiah Thomas will be the comeback player of the year 2020.
Next year?
That's all I'm saying. Yep.
He has, I can see it. He has a chance. Him or
comeback player of the year, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? Yeah, comeback player of the year. IT.
What about Oladipo?
Yeah, Oladipo is going to be coming back.
And possibly sixth man of the year.
What about Oladipo?
Oladipo.
He's out for the season.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think because there's the expectation of IT is so low, it's going to appear bigger. You know, the expectation of Oladipo is already high, but because it's not that, it's almost like Derrick Rose at one point. Like nobody was really expecting him to do that as well as he's doing. So I think the same thing is going to happen with Isaiah Thomas. He's going to do better than what most expect, and then that's going to make him that's going to put him on the running for a comeback player of the year, in my opinion.
Okay. How do you think he's going to finish this season?
I think it's going to start off slow, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure that they're not going to give him a whole bunch of minutes, you know. But I think more so, I think he'll just be a factor. I don't think he'll, you know, play a major role. But I think next season he'll be sixth man, and I think that's when you're going to see IT back in full effect.
Hey, we got another caller calling in. Make sure you call us back in a few minutes after we finish this call.
We got to pay some bills, Keith.
Sure.
We'll be right back to
you.
But
thanks a lot for that input on IT, man. I'm happy he's back. Let me see if we can accept this next call.
All right,
big dog.
How you? Oh man, they hung up.
Call back.
Hey, make sure you call us back, man. We'd love to hear your input, caller.
Call me now for your free.
Yeah, so IT, great story. He's back. I think he's going to help that team a lot. The team that's big time for me, that's doing really well is OKC, man. I know they took that L tonight, which is tough, but they just added Markelle Morris, stolen from the Lakers, but he brings them another defensive guy, a guy that can knock down shots.
Cats by 90, baby. Let's go. Woo!
Cats by 90?
Right.
Whoever said Cats by 90, you are a legend. Let's go, baby. Cats by 90.
Who was that?
I have no clue, but I'm still loving it. They said Cats by 90, baby. How
Hey,
they know?
Hey, make sure you call us back, man. We got to talk about
Y'all
that,
real
'cause
ones.
If you're talking about the Kentucky Wildcats, don't believe the hype. They just took an L to LSU, and I don't believe that they will be.
How are your Chiefs doing this year, Markelle?
We're not talking football right now because we're going to be all right. We have
How
Patrick
about them
Mahomes.
Dodgers? Let's go.
Hey,
Los Doyers. I'm not a Dodger fan, actually, so it's tough. My team is
bro,
the
we
Angels,
do
but-
got to catch one outside. What do you? First of all, you know what? You disrespect me with the fingerprint situation. Now-
Hey, but man, let's get back to it. OKC, I think, is a team. I think they're going to be the team that's going to challenge Golden State the most in the playoffs because Paul George is playing top 3 MVP candidate basketball. Russell is the triple-double king. He's amazing. You have Roberson coming back. You have Steven Adams. You add Morris. Ferguson is playing well. They just have a lot of guys stepping up, and
They're well-rounded.
Russell was actually willing to take a step back and say, "George, do you, be you, and you have a
I
chance.
said it too.
You have a chance to be our guy, you know." Because the crazy part is, if he does this with Kevin Durant is still there, and they probably have a championship.
I just want Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Steven Adams to beat the Golden State Warriors.
you know what?
That
in
would be lovely.
5 games.
No, it wouldn't be 5. It'd be
I see
7.
Steven
It'd be
Adams
6 or
looks
7,
like
but-
Aquaman. But
Yeah, he doesn't look. He is Aquaman.
Yeah, he
looks
is
like
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
He's a real life Aquaman.
That would be a great series, though. I want, and I am
Man,
rooting.
I'm praying for that series.
Dude, I would kill. I want to see. I would do anything to be the first guy to interview Westbrook after the series win. I would
the
do
strap.
anything.
Hey,
I'm sending yo, KD, I'm sending you a couple cupcakes in the next couple weeks.
yeah,
Shout out.
It's gonna be explosive cupcakes for KD. So
With dog poop.
Yeah,
Player hate hair.
yeah.
Player
But
hate hair.
I think I think it's gonna come down to those two teams: Golden State, OKC.
One they won.
Lakers are gonna be a surprising team because they're gonna get it together with LeBron, but I don't think they're a real championship team. The Rockets still have a chance if they get it together with CP3 and Capella. Should be back after the All-Star break,
The Phoenix Suns can do it.
so that helps. Phoenix Suns. This is another Ashley Neville shout out. Your team is terrible. Just to let you know.
We love you, Ashley.
Yeah,
Team's trash.
it's all love, but I don't see them fixing
And
that.
Aiden, we trust.
Shout out
Look,
to Devin Booker.
is the GOAT.
Shout out to
Psych.
Devin
Yeah,
Booker
the
being
dead
a
goat, he's the
Wildcat.
sacrificial lamb.
But man, that
Dropped
team is
70. I'm not going to, you can't discredit that, though.
dude.
I-
I was watching a video about that being a stat stuffing game.
He was shooting.
He
everything.
worked for all those.
Yeah,
though.
no, he did.
No,
That's the
it's tough.
thing.
He actually worked for those.
You have to
buckets.
work to score.
The
but
highest amount scored in the Garden.
Clay just worked. First of all, you can't just say like everybody had to work as hard. Devin Booker's
Oh, yeah,
70, Clay 60. It was a lot less effort in one
No,
of
yeah, I
them.
know, but
Look,
you
lot
still
less
gotta
dribbling.
get to the spot, catch and
Look,
knock it down.
Bro, I
Look,
dribbled
can we-
11 times. When I scored 60, you better not tell me I had to work hard
No,
that
yeah.
night. I ran.
Bro, Klay Thompson makes playing basketball look so easy, and his face when he's playing too. It's just always
He
calm.
looks like John B in the face.
Hey,
Yes.
Portland. Hey, Portland surprised me this year because
Wow.
last year they were number 3,
yeah,
and they're
dude.
still hanging around the top 4 of the West. Where it's like you're like they're that team that's gonna go down. Like, hey, man, remember this team? Like
You
they
know
they
who
can
they
hoop,
are?
but they can never.
You know who they are,
Who are
team wise? They are the mid to late 2000s Atlanta Hawks, a perpetual second round playoff exit with when Mike Woodson was the head coach.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Perpetual second round playoff exit. They were running with Bibby, Josh Smith, Al Horford,
Joe Johnson,
Joe Buckets.
Marvin Williams.
I believe they had Joe Smith on that team too, and a couple other bench dudes that were also pretty decent.
Yeah,
But like that team, like they're just a perpetual second-round playoff team, and that's no like disrespect towards Dame or CJ. Like I love watching those guys.
It just shows
ball.
you how much better the other guys are, but those guys are consistent. And
That's what it is. It's consistency that Dame and McCullough have.
They added Cantor.
Who was it that we were talking about earlier? And someone was like, they play team basketball.
Indiana.
All right. Yeah. Portland is the Western Conference version of Indiana in that they play true team basketball.
Mm-hmm. And they have their actual star player there.
They have their star. They will never win a championship, either of those two teams, unless something crazy happens. But they will always be in that top 5 area just because those guys are that good.
I would have given anything to watch Brandon Roy win one, though. I know I keep bringing him up.
Greg Oden.
I played against him one time.
And you got like 50 points dropped on you, didn't you?
Not at all. No, we was playing outside of USC course. But he had the game that night. We didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about that because it was it was some McDonald's All-Americans out there, and it was like I'm sitting there like, all right, cool, we playing outside of USC. When they got those outside courts.
Yeah.
So we all hooping, and then he was like, yeah, I got a game tonight. Nigga, where?
Yeah, bro, you
inside. We playing. I'm playing USC tonight.
Oh, that's when he was at UW.
Yes, I'm like play for Washington. Huh. All right.
That's crazy.
Like,
then you watch TV later. You're like, oh shit, that's B-Roy.
Yeah,
buckets.
I was giving him buckets.
He was getting buckets.
No, he's the truth. But question for the West: we know the top teams: Golden State, Denver, Oklahoma City, Portland, Houston. Utah is picking it up. San Antonio is always lingering around. I believe the Lakers will get in there. Do we see anybody beating Golden State?
Golden State.
Yeah, I actually see 2 teams potentially beating Golden State.
Name them.
In the West?
Yeah, in the West.
Oklahoma City and Denver.
I don't think Denver can beat them. But
see, no, that's the thing. We're on track record right now. We haven't seen much of Denver in the playoffs yet, right?
Yeah, true.
That's the thing. We've seen what Westbrook does in the playoffs. We've seen what they're doing right now. And Paul George, we've seen what he does against LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals. But we haven't seen anything from Denver. This is fresh, new stuff. And that's why I think Denver does have a chance still. I think, if anything, it'll be at minimum a 6-game series with Denver. But, like, if Denver's going to win, it's going to be 7 games.
Yeah. I think for them or Oklahoma City, it's going to be 7 games. I think neither team catches Golden State unless Golden State
I think you're forgetting
has
what
an injury.
Golden State does.
Yeah, unless Golden State has an injury, because they're only 2 games, 3.5 above OKC. Unless they have an injury, if they have an injury, they lose home court. But other than that, they will not. But I think that it's just going to be Golden State. I think it comes down to OKC, Golden State. That's my final 4 is I'm going to just go with the top seeds other than the West. I'm going to go Milwaukee, Toronto. I think Philly and Boston. I could see either of those teams making it to the conference finals and winning. It wouldn't shock me, especially if Philly avoids Boston in any series until the end. And by that time, they'll get enough confidence to make a run. But I think it's going to come down to Golden State and Oklahoma City. And if Paul George can have an amazing series defensively and offensively against Kevin Durant and Golden State, and Russ has an amazing, efficient, slightly more efficient than what he is series, I think that they have a chance. But I think that from this mid-season point, pretty much, that I would take Golden State and I want to say Toronto because of Kawhi, and I know what that guy can do. So yeah, I'll go Toronto. I think it'll be 6 versus Yay area.
I'm going Golden State versus Milwaukee for the finals if Milwaukee does make it, but I give them the benefit of the doubt for learning.
Oh, the feds are here, man. We got to be safe. We got to be safe.
Get the
feds
strap.
are here. Get the strap.
All right, so that was Courtside Radio.
We got to get up out of here. They trying to 21 Savages, man. We got to watch it.
That's all, folks.
Because I think Alex is really from, where you from? Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Yeah, but who you got from this midseason point? Who do you have? Who do you think, by looking at it now, who do you think is going to be
Golden State or Oklahoma City in the West?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We were supposed to go with 2 each?
No. I'm saying I'm picking finals matchup, but I'm saying it's one of those 2. That's why I'm not solid. Okay. Like I could see it going either way with them.
My second would actually be Houston. just because.
Screw that.
No, I'm just saying that would be their turnaround.
Can't sleep on them.
But I say this will be the season. If he's going to do it, he has to turn it around in the playoffs, and that will be James Harden's time to do it. But go ahead.
See, I agree with you on that. The problem is like track record of
That's why
James
I'm saying
Harden.
it has to change it, and this will be the season. If he does that in the playoffs, he gets.
He will have to change his narrative.
He would get the award.
But that's
He
the
would
thing.
win.
Like that's why I keep saying like he's playing out of his mind even more so than he's done before. Right now, we're not even at the All-Star break, right?
Hey, so we got 10 minutes left in the show.
All right, 5. My prediction is it's either Golden State, Oklahoma City in the West, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna say
Boston.
We just wasted
Losing in the second round. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just wasted our time with that answer.
Nah,
so
they got a chance.
this weekend in Charlotte is a big time weekend for the NBA All-Star weekend, and we have some big things coming up, some big moments. So
that's a great transition because of course they are.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
Boston definitely will.
We're gonna start with. So we're just gonna give our predictions on the weekend. So skills challenge. You have Jason Tatum, Trae Young, Luka, Mike Conley, Kyle Kuzma, De'Aaron Fox, Nikola Jokic, Vucevic. Who you got? For my skills challenge, I'm going with De'Aaron Fox. I just think that he has so much speed.
Swipe a Fox.
He can knock down a shot, and that's going to help him win that.
I was going with Fox just because of his pure athleticism, but it's more so his speed. Like, he can contest with John Wall and the likes of the top fastest point guards in the league as being one of the fastest.
Stephen A. John Wall is hurt, man. You gotta know this. But
yeah, but I'm talking about
no,
overall.
As far as speed, no, I get it.
John Wall better sit his ass down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're falling at home, you better sit your butt down.
Real talk.
Who
you got, Alex?
I was gonna say Luka until I forgot that De'Aaron is in there, and I saw De'Aaron ball out at UK a couple years ago. Like, I'm betting against De'Aaron. That dude's too freaking fast. He's honestly, I genuinely think he's faster than John Wall.
Yeah,
I do.
Me too.
I agree.
Inhuman. He could probably run a 4.2.
So now we're going to move on to the 3-point contest. You have this is easy for me for my winner, but you have Devin Booker, Seth Curry, Steph Curry, Danny Green, Joe Harris, Buddy Hield.
Is he out of Atlanta?
I don't know. He plays for
Joe
Brooklyn.
Milwaukee. Oh yeah.
You said
no,
Buddy Hield?
Yeah, Buddy Hield, Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Kemba Walker, Dirk Nowitzki. I'm going with Steph. I'm going to just go with Steph. Steph is...
I'm going Wardell.
Who?
Wardell.
Oh, Wardell? Steph.
I'm going Wardell.
I'm going with his brother, Seth.
Seth? That'll be...
the dad...
They're in their hometown.
But that's the only thing, because it's like...
Dell says that Seth is the better shooter.
You know what? He said he did say Seth is... No, he said Seth is a better a contestant shooter.
He might... I'm going with Steph.
I'm going with Steph, too. Like...
So we got Steph... Wardell,
This
is Steph, and Seth. So it's a Curry. It's a home thing for them.
Yeah, dude. There's no way they're going to lose that. It's either one of them that's going to win it, especially in the hometown.
I agree.
All right, go ahead.
So then we have the slam dunk contest, AT&T slam dunk contest.
It's terrible.
Dennis Smith Jr., Miles Bridges, Diallo from the Thunder, and then John Collins. We said Jason Collins earlier. John Collins. I'm going with Miles Bridges, man. That dude is like a thunderous dunker. Like, some of the best dunks this year has just been him. With these guys, I don't see who's going to do anything super spectacular, so that's why I think it's going to come down to how nasty and powerful the dunks are.
I never thought that I would look forward more to the 3-point contest than I am the damn dunk contest.
Facts.
Like, what the hell?
Who are these guys?
This is even worse than that year than Jeremy Evans won the dunk contest. Like, let's be real. I have zero intent. I'm being real with you. I probably will not watch the dunk contest. I will watch the replays of it later on just because I do not care. None of these guys I want to see. I want to see LeBron still go in the dunk contest.
Pick a winner.
John Collins, just because he's an athletic freak and I like him a lot.
Who you got, Mike, before we get up out of here?
I was stuck on Collins, too, but I'm going to go ahead and go with...
Bridges.
Nah. Bridges was the first choice, but I switched it from there. I'm giving Dennis Smith another chance.
DSJ?
Yeah.
DSJ.
He has to make his dunks this year.
No, yeah, and then he's repping NY. I'm going with the hometown guy, the Hornet player, Miles Bridges.
But you got to think about it. He going to have J. Cole out there. So
no, I know. Cole probably going to be like, hey, man,
North Carolina stand up.
He's from North Carolina,
that's what I'm saying. North Carolina stand up.
So he's going to try to show out. But I stick with my pick. All-Star game, who you got? Team LeBron, Team Giannis. I got Team LeBron is more talented.
Disrespectful.
I think it's going to be a wash, but I think that a lot of guys from Team Giannis are really going to come out there to play.
So you going with who?
Team LeBron.
Alex?
Duh.
Yeah, Team LeBron.
So unanimous decision that they're going to just wax that ass. So
Team LeBron. So that's what we got.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
this is Courtside Radio. We love you. Have a good night.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was.
Hey guys, so when you hear that means that it's time for our Throwback Thursday Player of the Week. And before we get up out of here, our Throwback Thursday Player of the Week is just a player, old school player that maybe you don't remember or you don't know about. And we usually post a video of some highlights or a big time play from this player. If you don't know the name, when
Tell
we
them
say
who it is, Markelle.
Make sure you look it up. The player is Mr. Clyde the Glide Drexler. Drafted in the 83 draft, first round pick to the Trailblazers.
Nappy fro.
14th pick overall. He's an NBA Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star,
Same.
94-95 champ,
Can't you tell?
5-time All-NBA. He's career averages of 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5.6 assists. His best year was in Portland in 87-88, where he averaged 27 or 88-89, 27,
a good year.
6 assists and 8 rebounds. Clyde the Glide. Before we get up out of here, you guys got anything to say about Clyde or memories about him?
He used to get buckets.
Buckets, big time dunker too.
That's what I'm saying. He used to get buckets.
Yeah.
I'm a part of the generation that didn't grow up being able to watch Clyde, but
You ain't see him for Houston?
He's the yam.
no. I did, but I'm saying like prime Clyde.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You gotta
I didn't see
understand.
prime
Like
Clyde either.
He's
I'm
a
part.
Statue of Liberty dunk. Literally.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is that I grew up watching Clyde in terms of highlights. Like I watched what I did when I started watching basketball when I was like 8. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna watch NBA players or NBA greats talk about other greats. So I just started doing research, listening to guys talk about who they like to watch. So I watched stuff about Clyde.
See, back in my day, we ain't had no YouTube at 8, 9 years old.
Thank God for my generation, right?
Like,
So I got to study it up. Clyde the Glide, man.
Yeah, he was. At one point, there was like he wasn't Jordan, but when they both made it to the finals that year, the Bulls, Portland.
Closer to Dominique, though. Closer to Dominique.
Yeah, closer to Dominique.
skill-wise.
But they was trying to compare those two, or Jordan showed them. No.
Everybody did
his
because they were
position.
scoring dunkers.
Yeah,
Well,
top
that- in
the top
position.
shooting guards. Yeah,
Position,
he's
yeah.
a top 10 shooting guard. So Clyde Drexler, Throwback Thursday Player of the Week.
We're going to try to give him our and one player or no? Quick, just your top 2 or 3.
No, we'll do that next week.
All right, cool.
Next week
That's
we'll
out.
do it. So, man, we thank you guys for tuning in to Courtside Radio with the starting 5. The Big 3 was here today. Markelle the PG, Mr. Hans World himself.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, check out our Instagrams. Killin' Mike, give me an Instagram, boy.
Yeah, jump to
I'm-
IGs.
Mr. I'm going to call you back.
Mr. I'm going to call you back.
Yes, sir,
Markelle.
yes, sir.
Markelle the PG.
The PG.
Yeah, because I'm the point guard of his life, homie.
Oh, God. And I am Hymes World at HYMES World. Thank you
Yeah.
for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Touchdown and Tangents is up next. Make sure you enjoy one of the dopest football shows that you will listen to. Thank you for listening to Courtside Radio,
We
the
appreciate
illest
y'all.
and realest hoop show in the land.
Let's go, New England.
Psych.
Fuck
But
outta here.
hey, make sure you check out our IG, Courtside Radio. This is Good News Sports, Good News Radio, and also check out Don't At Me with Markelle and Alex.
And one more thing to add in that. Sorry, guys. Don't forget to check out at Alexander Hymes on YouTube, where you can catch the full Courtside Radio show up there live. It'll be up later tonight, so don't forget to check that out as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so hey, thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out.
Peace.